好，我们邀请到第一位讲师是微软亚洲研究院潘天佑副院长，掌声欢迎 ，Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our speaker, Microsoft Research Asia Senior Director Tim Pan， 掌声欢迎。
Thank you for staying to the last session, but you will find it very worthwhile to stay because AI is so important. It's not going to change your business. I believe it's going to change your life. Hi, I'm Tim. I'm from Microsoft Research. Microsoft Research, we have 1,000 researchers. Basically, most of us are working on AI. And we started 26 years ago. 26 years ago, probably some of you are not born yet, right? So 26 years ago, this young man had a dream. He said he wished someday computers should be able to see, to listen, to speak, even to understand human beings. Just think about it. 26 years ago, when you were very young, in your home, you have the first window computer, and people starting to think about a computer which can see, can hear, can talk, can understand human beings. So, in past 26 years, we, Microsoft researchers, has to do everything to fulfill our big boss dream. So we want to make computer be able to see. Of course, you look at this picture, you see, oh, that's easy, that's a dog. And beside the dog, there's a bottle. Okay? That's easy because you're a human being. But for a computer, what computer sees? Computer really sees millions of pixels. A lot of small dots with different lights, different color. How do those dots mean to computer? Doesn't make sense at all. So we do whatever we could to help the computer to understand this is a dog, and beside the dog, there's a bottle. What do? We do localization. That means, first of all, we have to find the bounding box. We have to see that here is an object, and beside that, there's another object. And then second stage is to do recognition. Okay, what are they? 2009, 80 years ago, a few Stanford professors, they started to collect a lot of pictures. And then they have a competition called ImageNet. They let the smartest people in the world trying to do this picture recognition and compete with each other. But they started 2009. This is what happened in next year, 2010. For those millions of pictures, if you use whatever algorithm you use, okay, the best in the world 7 years ago, look at those pictures, the error rate was 28%. That's totally useless system. And then the next year is not any better. Still a quarter error rate. Pay attention to this. The year 2012, that is a magic year. Lots of things change. You see, it dropped dramatically to 16% error rate. And then after that, it went down dramatically. Remember this. If a human being looks at the millions of pictures, human beings also make error. What's human's error rate? It's around 5%. In 2015, Microsoft Research did something real good. We beat the record. We made this error rate down to 3.5%, which is better than human being. That means computer vision finally started to be useful. This is what really happened. In the year 2012, people started to use deep learning, DNN, to do the computer vision. So 2012, they had an 8-layer DNN, and that dropped to 16%. And then 2 years later, they have 19 years, the best in the world, 19 layer of DNN, and that dropped to single-digit error rate. And this is what Microsoft Research did in 2015. We have a 152 layer, the thickest DNN at that time. So we can not only have better recognition rate, but also we not only find a simple bounding box and recognize the object, but also in a lot more complicated picture, we can identify which are the objects, and we can identify what are those objects. And not only bounding box, we can exactly spot what that object is located. And even in a video, look at the video here, we can identify which are which, and even things are moving. So why do we do that? If we are able to see a moving picture, moving objects, and we know what they are, then is it possible we can understand movies? So this is how we do with movies. Now, if you send a short video clip to our Microsoft website, then the artificial intelligence shall be able to look into the video and understand what this video clip is about and return you with a single sentence what that is. So just think about it. 26 years ago, Bill Gates said computers should be able to see and to speak. Is this for the Bill's dream? Because now computer can see not only a picture, but also a video and try to understand it and to speak, to tell you what this video is about. That's all achieved in recent years. Okay, now you probably think, how is that useful? What can we do with computer vision? What can we do if a computer can talk to us? This is a project that Microsoft Research did last year. This is a blind person. Actually, he is Microsoft programmer. He has been working with Microsoft for 10 years as programmers, okay? And he's blind. So he's blind, so he understands the pain of being a blind person. So he designed this project called Microsoft Seeing AI. This is a special glass, so whenever he sees something and he wants to understand what that's about, he just wipe on the side of the glass. And then the glass will take the picture and recognize what's that. And then, as the previous slide said, they understand what's going on there and then talk to this blind person. So artificial intelligence, a computer being able to see, being able to listen, being able to speak, really help people. All right, and then we are not too satisfied with that. That's right, computer can speak. But can a computer speak more poetically, like a poet? This is what we did in Beijing. We call that 小兵作诗. 小兵 is a chatbot, 一个聊天机器人. 小兵 really can write a poem. If you send a picture like this to the computer, computer can write a poem for you, okay? Of course, you all can read in Chinese, okay? I'll try to translate that into English. It says, it ruined my lighthouse. What a beautiful light. Then you said, you love me. At the corner of the sky, it hides the memory of life. I hope I translate better than Microsoft Translator. So if I translate better, that means humans still have a job, okay? All right, so how do we do that? Again, it's machine learning. Again, it's DNN. What we did is that we have a couple of extremely, extremely smart students, and you know where they're from. Those students, they collect 500 poets, okay, and thousands of their poems, and then break those poems into sentences and let the machine to learn from their writing style. And then the computer is able to generate automatically those poems. And you know previously that computer is able to see, so computer can realize what's going on in the picture. So in the previous Taipei 101, it's beautiful, but it looks a little bit blue, right? So in that mood, what kind of poem a machine should generate? And that is a wonderful design. Of course, the designer must be from Taiwan, right? The couple of very smart students coming from Taiwan to Microsoft Research. And Microsoft Research even published a book. 我们出了一本诗集啊，这本诗集叫《阳光湿了玻璃窗》，在中国大陆大卖 because the first time ever a computer is able to write poems. Okay, now computer is able to see, can talk, not only talk, but also talk in poetic manner. How about a lesson? Speech recognition has been there for decades. Look at this chart. It starts from 1993, and be careful, this is a log scale. That means it's 100% error rate. This is 10% error rate. This is 1% error rate. You just look at this. Okay, before 2008, basically, it's totally useless, right? So again, the magic year, 2012, when the DNN started to come alive, then you see the recognition rate drop dramatically. And all the years, this year, again, humbly speaking, Microsoft Research, again, beat human being. So this team had the 5.1% error rate, which is better than human beings' average speech recognition. It only means now AI starts to be useful. Beating human being is not really something real bad. It only means now that is useful. Okay, so how is it useful? For example, this is Microsoft Translator. In the past, everyone is dreaming of universal translator, right? So you speak to something, and then another person who will listen to that in another language, right? So we made that possible. So if you are interested, you can download this Microsoft Translator as an app. So this Microsoft Translator, you can set up your phone, your app. For example, I'm a Chinese-speaking person. I can set up in Chinese. And the gentleman here speaking English, you can set up your phone in English version. So everyone talk, but I speak Chinese, he will listen to me like speaking English. Very useful. It can support up to 100 people using the system together. It supports 9 languages in speech-to-speech mode. It supports 60 different languages in text-to-text mode. Microsoft Translator wouldn't be possible if there's no very high-quality speech recognition technologies. Talk about speech recognition. At least it kind of understand what you're talking, right? But that's not enough. That's not enough. I think that Bill Gates said, see, hear, speak. The biggest challenge is to understand human being. Oh, that is difficult, to understand human being. In mainland China, Microsoft Research Asia, we started this technology called 小兵. In English, we call it 小eyes. It's a chatbot. In mainland China, not many users, just humbly 100 million people 在大陆有1亿的这个使用者在使用这个小冰。Then why are they talking to a robot? Okay, is that really fun? I can tell you, it is definitely very fun. For example, these are the conversation between human being and the Xiaobing. And why is that so interesting? Because Xiaobing can identify what kind of mood you are when you say this sentence. So for example, look at this 34 rounds of conversation. Human beings speak to Xiaobing saying that, oh, it's late. I just get off the office. I'm so tired. Okay, then Xiaobing immediately detect this person is tired. He's kind of sad. So look at this, the color in front of the sentence. It said, it's sad, right? So Xiaobing knows you're sad. So Xiaobing's answer is trying to make you feel better. So Xiaobing is kind of telling a joke, okay? And then chat. And then to this point, Xiaobing detect, ooh, here comes the love. Because this human being is talking about several years ago, I used to have a boyfriend or something like that. And then Xiaobai continue with that conversation. And what I want to say is to the end of this 34 rounds of conversation, human being become very happy. And the human being say goodnight to Xiaobing. So I think for machine to understand human being is not only so. The more important is you need to understand the human being and their emotion. Okay, with all that said, okay, so this is one to show you how Xiaobing is so attractive. Can you imagine somebody talk to Xiaobing for 9 hours, almost 10 hours, okay? What a lonely world. Okay, so basically Microsoft is a technology company. We put all those on Microsoft Cloud. We call them Microsoft Cognitive Services. Basically, that is to help people in the business to design your own application. Microsoft is a technology company. We don't do a lot of stuff in different areas, right? So you are the person really know how those AI can help you in your business. So, for example, in Japan, there's a case. There's a supermarket, and they put a monitor in front of the front door. So shoppers stand in front of the monitor, and he or she sees himself or herself. Okay, but in the same time, the monitor also sees this shopper, and then immediately using that cognitive service identify how old this shopper is, the gender, and whether he is happy or not. And then it can recommend whatever products that the supermarket suggests the shopper to buy. Okay? And then, for example, like you can use Easy Tool, and maybe with HoloLens, you can easily build a classroom which is very good in doing medical research. And also, you can easily do something like urban computing. You know, computers should understand human beings. Computers should also understand where human beings live. That is the city, right? So there are several research projects we did, like this one on the top. We study the noise in New York. And then we use crowdsourcing to do this noise map in the whole New York. And then we can even predict, by using the big data, we can predict what area in what time may have big noise. Okay? And then in Beijing, noise is not the biggest problem because there are so many problems. The biggest problem is air pollution, right? So air pollution, we also use big data. We not only can pinpoint a specific area in Beijing what the air pollution is now, even though we do not have sensor. And we can also do the forecast of the next 24 hours of Beijing's air pollution. We also use AI to study the whole city, and we understand which area the housing price should be at what level. We also use, for example, like Beijing as well as Taipei, there are some shared bicycles. We use the locations where those bicycles are located. We can study the whole city's movement. Okay, so finally, my final words. Computers should be able to see, hear, speak, understand human being, and understand where we are. Computer is a tool. Computer is something that can help us. AI is something that really can help us. So I'll leave the rest of my opinions to the panel discussion. Stay tuned. I will do my panel discussion in Chinese. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Tim Pan from Microsoft. 非常谢谢我们微软亚洲研究院潘天佑副院长。